Hello and welcome to the Best Today podcast. I am your host, Shantae Grant, and today I want to share 7 ways I've changed my smartphone use for the better in hopes that it will help you, because chances are you're listening to me right now on a smartphone device, iPhone, Android, and whatever else there may be. I was in the store the other day and I heard a lady asking about a Motorola phone, and I was like, do they still make those? I don't think so, but whatever you have. I hope that this episode will give you maybe new ideas and thoughts on how you can have more intentional use of that little box that connects you with the entire world that is in your hand, in your phone, in your purse, on your nightstand, everywhere you go, right? So here are my 7. They're in no particular order either. So number 1 is I have a separate phone for work and personal, and I have for years now. I don't even know how many years at this point, at least 3, maybe longer. I'm trying to remember if it was a pre or post COVID pandemic thing. I can't remember, but I have had a separate personal and work phone for a very long time. And that is really helpful for me, because when I'm working, I can just do the work things that I need to do on my work phone. It also separates calls. If you're a work person, you only have my work number. If you're a personal person, you can contact me on my personal phone. It also makes it really easy to completely separate myself and sever when I am no longer working. The work phone can stay right there in the office in a drawer because sis is off the clock. Okay. So for me, it works well. If you use your phone heavily for work, especially if your work pays for your phone, perhaps it might be worth the investment in getting an additional phone for your personal use. Okay. That's number 1. Number 2 is leaving my phone charged in a different section of the house at night. My phone does not stay in the room in which I sleep at night. And in fact, it's usually on a different level of the house. That's how far away it is from me. And so my brain isn't thinking my phone is there. I'm just completely separated from it. It's no longer it's not a part of my rest, right? In no form or fashion does my phone help me to rest. So it is not invited in the space that is solely created for rest and recovery. So I leave my phone separated. So that is a boundary. That's number 2. Number 3, I also have a curfew when I'm done with my phone and putting it away. My phone background, and this is something you can do on your phone, turns to a different color during that time where I say this is like my downtime, as a reminder, hey, you're not supposed to be on this phone. So I know if I open my phone and the background is black, I made it completely black with these green flowers. That's not the picture I usually have. That's the reminder that this is the time you've set to have your phone off. And I have that set, I believe, about an hour before my bedtime, all the way up until maybe an hour after my bedtime, is how I have it set up. It may stop at my, not bedtime, wake up time, which is about 8 to 4 a.m. or 8 to 5, because I get up at 4. So I have that on, just as a physical reminder, but really putting the curfew on myself. When we head upstairs as a family, I charge that phone, leave it downstairs. I head upstairs. I am no longer, like, my curfew has passed, allowed to pick up the phone, with a few exceptions. For example, on Sunday, a friend of mine was driving home and shared her location with me. So I came down to check her status before I went to bed, to see where she was, check on her, see if she had made it home yet. And then I made my way right back upstairs, right? And that could have been an easy way to say, oh, I'll just bring my phone in my room. I want to make sure. No, I took my little self downstairs, checked it, and made my way back up, right? So really honoring the boundaries. That's a physical boundary, right? It's in a completely different room, different floor of the house. It's a time boundary, saying at this time, phone is done. And it really does help me, again, to remember that this phone is a part as a thing that aids me in my life. This phone is not my life. It doesn't need to come with me. It doesn't need to make its way around my entire house, just in the place really where I work, which is where I keep it charging. Number 4, my home screen. The very first one you see, I only have the apps that I use the most or that add value to me when I reach for the phone. So that looks like calendar, the Bible app, clock, music, maps. I think Peloton is also there because I do that in the morning. If I'm going to not be on my bike, then I might go to the gym and get on the tread. And so I'll pop open the Peloton app. But really, when I open my phone, I'm not bombarded with a page full of apps, just what I know I go to the most right there. And then number 5, still in line with apps, I group like apps so that my screen isn't this flurry of apps. And so that I'm aware what I use my phone for. So that looks like a category for shopping, food, money, social, reading. And so reading looks like Libby, Hoopla, library app, Audible, things like that. I think that's it. That's under that one. And so having those categories and having them all in one place means I don't, again, have a phone full of apps. I mean, just think about what your brain is doing when it opens and scrolls over and it's just app city, as opposed to maybe 5 or 6 categories or even less and they're all kind of contained within there. So that's my number 5, grouping like apps. Number 6 is I set rules. Here's one of my rules. Never use my phone when I am idle or bored. I never reach for or swipe up or open my phone when I'm idle and bored. Here's what I mean. I'm standing in line at TJ Maxx, and you know them lines at TJ Maxx be long, right? You be in the back of the store in line. That's an easy way to say, I'm just going to pick up my phone and see what's going on, check email, respond to some texts, maybe get on social media, scroll a little bit. I'm going to tell you why I don't do that. I've done that before. Let me be clear. That was an easy default. And I wanted to train my brain differently. I don't want my brain to connect free time, being still, with pick up your phone. I don't want to associate I have some time with then pick up your phone. There are a billion other things that you can do other than pick up your phone, and all of them are better. A billion different things. I can give you literally a billion things you can do. Like, for one, just stand there and be still in the store. People watch, because I'm going to tell you that's pretty interesting. Think, breathe, look around. Just give it a try. It's going to feel really uncomfortable because we've been trained to reach for that phone the second there is a space. Someone could be talking to you, and the second they breathe, they're like, oh, I'm going to pick up my phone. They're not talking in this quick breath. That's how much our brains have been taught to fill empty space with the phone. And I acknowledge that. And so to combat that, I have a rule that I will not allow it. If I'm in a waiting room at the doctor's office, I'm reading a book. If I'm standing in line at a store, I might put my headphones in and listen to some music, but I will not pick up my phone when I am idle and bored, because I don't want to continue to train my brain the way that society is already doing. I have to combat that. And that takes active intention and setting these boundaries and rules, so that when I do use my phone, it is an intentional time when I pick it up. Okay. Speaking of which, what brings us to number 7. I say the thing I'm going to do when I pick up the phone. So I am texting Sonia so that when I pick up the phone, one, how many times have you picked up your phone? You're like, I forgot what I was about to do. And instead of just putting it back down, you start doing something else that don't make sense. And boom, there's some time just wasted. I am going to pick up my phone and say, I'm looking at Google Classroom, or I want to remind myself of the purpose so that I do that and then put the phone back down. Be intentional. Why are you picking up this phone? And again, is it because you just have time or idle or you need something to do? And I'm going to give you a bonus. That was 7, but here's a bonus. Y'all probably know this one. That's why I didn't listen to my first 7. But my notifications are off, y'all. Outside of my children's school can call, like if I have my phone in work mode, but even when my phone is not in work mode, no notifications. Notifications are off. Apps can't talk to me or ping me, right? Again, because I want to remind myself who's in control. It's not the phone. It's me. The phone isn't going to tell me what to do. The phone isn't going to say, ping, come look at me. Ping, you have an email. Ping, you have a text message. Ping, your order's on the way. When I come with the intention to find out what information is there, then I will get it. But not a moment sooner, because I am in control. And that's what we have to continue to remind ourselves with these machines, right? Best Today, we exist to help women just like you be your best one today at a time. So each week on the podcast, we are going to highlight your stories and your voices. So let's see what's in the inbox today. I am so excited to share with you and celebrate one of our own Best Today community members, Toby, who recently shared with us these words. I passed my boards, all caps. I'm officially a psychiatric mental health nurse practitioner. When I tell you this was work, this took me nearly 6 years. 6 years for a 2-year master's degree. I decided to go part-time 4 years. I took a break when I got pregnant with my third daughter, second one in the program. And now, almost 6 years later, I graduated with an MSN in April. I'm finally a licensed PMHNP. I think Shantae saw me through most of it since COVID-ish. Brutal is not the word, but I'm so grateful. So grateful. I came out stronger, prouder, marginally smarter, and so much more grateful for my limitations and simple, slow life. I've been married 7.5 years by now. I have 3 adorable, crazy girls, and I'm healthier, happier, more content and settled than I've ever been, and my marriage is thriving. Nothing fell into place. I've been slowly, very slowly, putting things in the right places, and here we are. Best Today has literally been a lifesaver going through this journey. I'll probably write up something longer and maybe more eloquent, but when I say that Best Today can get you your best today, it's the truth. And my best today wasn't pretty. It was chaotic, full of debt, maxed out credit cards, crying, struggling, questioning, hurting, and more struggle. But it was absolutely intentional every step of the way. So grateful to you, Shantae. Toby, we are so thrilled for you. Number one, thank you for sharing this with us. Thank you for allowing me to share it with the podcast community after you shared it in the Best Today community. Thank you for not giving up. Thank you for continuing on, pressing on, even though the way in which you accomplished this didn't, one, look like how most people do it, and 2, didn't even look the way you originally planned. You kept going. You kept coming back to the Best Today principles, and you kept coming back to your Best Today products. You're showing us in the community how the products are helping you to take one today at a time. And for that, we celebrate you. So if you're listening to this and you are in the Best Today community, go find this post or just make a new one and celebrate Toby along with us. I thank you so much for allowing Best Today to be a part of this journey. And I thank you for the honesty in this. I believe, and the reason I really wanted to read this is I believe so many people can resonate and even find themselves within this, understanding that getting to the place where you wanted to may change somewhere in the journey, may have a lot of hard things, chaotic things, unexpected things. But at the end, you understand that all of that helped to shape who you are at the end. And for that, you are more likely better for it. And so we just celebrate you, Toby. Thank you so much for sharing this with us. If you are not a member of the Best Today community, be like Toby. Get surrounded by a community of women who can help you through things like this life, because this is just a story that is full of life, not just a degree, not just passing the boards, not just being a licensed PMHNP, not just being all these things, a wife, a mom, a human, but how you can be all those parts of you and support it in a community. I believe this is evidence of that. And so it has been a joy to celebrate you, to encourage you along the way, to provide resources for you, Toby. And we celebrate you today here on the Best Today podcast every day in the community. And thank you for allowing me to share your story, a part of it, with the world. I know some woman listened to those words today and it freed her. So thank you. And thank you again for listening to me as I share the stories of real humans who are making Best Today. Like she said, Best Today can really help you to get to your best today and understand that for all of us, it looks so different. So we celebrate you, Toby. If you would like to join us in the Best Today community, we have it linked right here in the notes. Come join this community of women so that we can support you through whatever your story and your journey at this point looks like. Linked right there in the profile, or you can go to besttodaycommunity.com. And so of those 7, we'll really 8 with the bonus. I hope what you hear are the importance of setting boundaries, reminding yourself that you are the one in control, not the machine, not the technology, and use your phone to assist your life. I use my phone to assist me with my life, not tell me what I should be doing by pings and notifications and having more apps than I need at the moment. I will delete an app as soon as I don't need it. And then if I need it later, I'll put it back because, why have things that I don't need? That's when we start get into clutter. So maybe this is a great time to go through your phone and delete all the apps. Do this. I did this recently because I got a new phone. Delete every app and then add them back as you actually actively need them, and watch how fewer apps you have, right? And then I realized when I did that, I do use a number of apps, but I only brought them back as I was like, I do need that app, so let me download it, right? So those are my 8 ways that I've changed my smartphone use for the better. I hope they have been helpful to you. Go back, listen to them again, and decide which ones work for you. And maybe there's some other ones that work better. So let me know what those are. Come share with me over in the Best Today community. You can join by going to besttodaycommunity.com. We have it linked right here in the show notes for you as well. Thank you for being present with me for this week's episode of the Best Today podcast. The best way to support the podcast is please leave a review, 5 stars. If it's not 5 stars, can you come tell me why? Sharing it with a friend and letting me know your favorite parts and what questions can I answer for you here on the podcast. You can also email us at hello@besttoday.co or leave me a voice message at besttoday.co/voice. And if just my voice isn't enough for you and you want my words, I want to invite you to subscribe to my online publication, For Those on the Journey, which is also linked right here. Just scroll down and click. ForThoseOnTheJourney.com will take you there as well. That is going to be the place to be because that is where I will be sharing a lot of my writing going forward. So go on and subscribe today, ForThoseOnTheJourney.com. Thank you again for listening to the Best Today podcast. I'll talk to you on the next episode. Now you can go put your phone down. This podcast is provided for you every week by Best Today, where we are on a mission to help you to live and work well. We do this by creating resources that bring intention to how you plan, schedule, work, and live. You can get started in one of 3 easy ways. First, by taking our product quiz at besttoday.co/quiz. 2, joining us in our online community, the Best Today community, at besttoday.co/community. Or 3, connect with us through email at besttoday.co/email, all of which are linked below in the show notes. To learn more about our company and what we do, visit besttoday.co and join thousands of customers around the world pursuing a life of intention, one today at a time.